The Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe is nearly upon us, ladies and gentlemen, and I've got one selection for the big race itself, and it is such a spectacle. It's something that you find time to watch every year. I'd love to be there one day. I think only the Breeders' Cup can match the spectacle and what they have to offer, and it's an absolute belting renewal this time round. It's a wide open race, 4-1 favourite, which you never usually get in an arc. 20 runners and some top class jockeys, trainers from all over the world in action. We've got Japan representing here. We've got Germany, France, England, Ireland. It is going to be such a spectacle come 3:05 on Tuesday. And let's talk through the race. Luxembourg, the 3-year-old, gets the weight allowance and carries 8 stone 13, which on this ground could be crucial. It's going to be pretty heavy. The track have actually come under a little bit of criticism. They watered and then they've had a lot of rain. They're expecting more rain Saturday and Sunday now, so it could be heavy come Sunday, so definitely watch out for horses which act on the softer going. Luxembourg steps up to 1.5 miles, bred to not exactly appreciate it, but will get 1.5 miles in my opinion. The one concern would be the ground with this horse. Won impressively in the Irish Champion Stakes on soft ground, but you just think this ground is going to be pretty chewed up by 3:05 on Sunday. And this horse is a beautifully bred horse, has got a beautiful action. You just think it would be better on good ground, and maybe other horses, more battle-hardened horses, are going to relish this ground more than Luxembourg. Look, this horse might have the class to get away with it, but usually you need everything to go in your favour to win an arc. 4-1, maybe a little bit on the short side for me. Definitely the bookies' favourite to win this race, but I think there's a few other with better chances further down in the betting. One that'll definitely relish conditions is Alpinista, who's won on everything from good to firm to soft. The trainer Sir Mark Prescott said he'd rather it be soft just because it puts a detriment to more horses other than Alpinista. She's been a brilliant horse over the years. She's a tough mare, and her latest run at York was pretty impressive, beating Tuesday, who I think bounced back to form, but Alpinista was just too strong. Gave £9 and a beating of a length to the very impressive Tuesday, who's definitely a horse to keep an eye on in a future as well. She's travelled over Europe. The travelling's no concern. She's won a Group 1 in France this season already. She's also beaten last year's Arc winner Triomphe over in Germany as well. So there's lots to like about Alpinista. Big ride for Luke Morris. He won't have many better. Okay, I don't think he'll ever have a chance to win an Arc again, like the chance he's got on Alpinista. This is a serious horse for Mark Prescott. Rated 120 as well. Bang up there. Probably doesn't have the chance to have a worldie rating just because she's contesting perceived weaker Group 1s out in Germany and places like France. She won pretty nicely against Tuesday. Is going to be primed for this. The ground won't be an issue. At 11-2, you can play her each way, because if you're going for one for the play spot, she's probably the one that you put in. She's going to run a race no matter what, you get the feeling. Tasso, 6-1. Last year's winner. Can lightning strike in the same place twice? Well, with Frankie Dettori on board, you cannot write this horse off. He's won the Arc 6 times on Enable, Golden Horn, Saki, Lamatara. There's been some very good winners over the year. He first won it about 27 years ago in 1995. He's still going strong and has a chance to make it 7 wins in the greatest race of all. This horse was 80-1 last year when it won it, but it was absolutely no fluke at all. Stayed on strongly, relished the ground, and beat some very good horses, the likes of Hurricane Lane, Tarnawa, Adiyar. They're some proper Group 1 horses, so it definitely wasn't a fluke. I've watched it back a few times just to see, was it a fluke? Did it kind of get lucky? No. If anything, it was a little bit unlucky in circumstances. It got a bump on the turning out was wide throughout, which in hindsight probably was a good thing. Drawn stall 18 today. Everyone's saying it's a bad thing. Obviously, don't remember Frankie Dettori's record when being drawn wide in the Arc. It's probably a good thing, if anything. He'll probably keep this horse out wide, switch the horse off early on. It was keen in the Arc last year. Frankie Dettori can settle this horse out wide, tack across, and then head into the full straight with a nice wide trip, travel into the race, and this horse is going to gallop through the line like no other horse in this race will. 6-1 looks a very good bet. Of the others of interest, well, Anesto is closely enough matched, even though a little bit more exposed than Luxembourg after being beaten half a length last time. Ryan Moore gave this horse an absolute worldie. That's Luxembourg. Anesto got a decent enough run through as well. Couldn't really match the winner that day. Steps back up to 1.5 miles. It's already won a Group 1 on 1.5 miles. Anesto definitely being overlooked in the market at 14-1. Another French horse that steps up in trip is Verdini, who probably won't like the soft ground because it's going to be a proper test. If there's a strong gallop over 1.5 miles, Verdini probably won't stay the distance. Unfortunately, Christophe Soumillon's going to have a very big job on his hands. He's drawn on the inside as well, and he's going to be held up. That just screams traffic problems for me. This horse does have a lightning turn of foot if this horse can show it. Is this the right race? Probably not over 1.5 miles. Of others at bigger prices, well, the Japanese seem to like Doduse for Yutake Take. He's probably makes the American jockeys look quite poor. He has won some huge races and huge prize money, and by what I can see by Twitter, he's quite a good judge of if a horse has a chance or not. Was beaten in a Group 2 over in France not that long ago. Makes it suggest like this horse does have a lot to find, but I'd love to see a Japanese horse running well in the race. Their main chance does, of course, come with title holder, who just keeps on winning out in Japan. Won the Takazori Kien, I think that's how it's pronounced. That was for a lot of money, and beat a few horses that we oppose, including Deep Bond. Obviously, I'm not an expert in Japanese racing, not sure how that form weighs up, but if you take the fact that it just keeps on winning and it keeps on winning the top races, has to be taken with respect. But the one for me, Torquator Tasso at 6-1. I'm going to play this each way. Frankie Dettori, can he win 7 Arcs? I just woke up with a bad feeling this morning that if he wins this Arc, he might retire, which, as much as I'd love him to win the Arc, I'd rather see Frankie Dettori riding for another season. But for me, Torquator Tasso at 6-1, I should say. The each way play is Anesto as well. That's John Stall 11 at 14-1. I'm going to be having 2 bets in the race, Torquator Tasso and Anesto. Hopefully the winner will be a French or German horse, taking on the English ones. That's all from me. Comment down below who you think is going to win the Arc. I probably have got it hugely wrong. You could give all 20 horses a chance. I'd love to hear your comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe also. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again next time.